Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Neremik. Welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney adventures. Last time we finished up the adventure of the Great Departure and we indicted Giselle Brett. And this time, we're heading into the adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. And of course, if you do end up enjoying, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And with that said, and all that aside, let's get into it. Yes, so, okay, I think I've picked the wrong thing, but hey, it made for a good intro anyway, so I think if we just hit continue, it should throw us straight in. And yeah, again, hopefully you do enjoy. And I'll shut up for the cutscene.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
That's one hell of an opener. So, where exactly are we? Ugh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait. You can't move. What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, We had to drag you out of wardrobe. I do not believe you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You... Ah, you found me then. Da, we found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in tiny wardrobe, sorry. Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato? Wait. Oh, what did you say? Take his life. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you don't know. You're a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. Or... Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body. Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. Oh. No! Kazuma! It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It really was something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just touched a traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die! Yes, I can't still quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey! Honestly, I didn't think I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourselves to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Oh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikatobi, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yeah, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together! We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make any trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Da, you said before you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right! I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. Oh, those eyes. She looks she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try and find out what really happened. Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs. They think I did it. They think I am Kazuma's killer. When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolts on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or, to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me! The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died. The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then? That's true, yes. Okay, about the incident. Right, can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please! Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake up before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when she arrived at his cabin door? I wonder. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. And the white tape there shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me, too. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. Oh, my head feels so heavy. Still throbbing like anything. Stowaway and the last night. Why are you even on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yeah. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-saba's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself? Well, Yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were so serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a warrior. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is the spearhead of cultural development, the centre of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a warrior, then... Then what? Nothing. Forget it. Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you, my stowing away on this ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, actually. Word perfect, in fact. And last night... If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is... I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something sweet, just like he always does. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I... fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even saw when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth! If I had woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still hurting like a madman. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. Susato, you have to believe me, I didn't do it! Oh. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could have possibly done this. She's right though, there is no one else. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No! I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. What the? That was a Susato takedown. A Susato what? Martial art form? What is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it. Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe in me. I'll show off some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. That's not what I was aiming for, but you get the gist.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was, I remember it very clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always puts it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yeah, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors, before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. It's not going to be this easy, is it? Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor. I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, I guess. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you! So you finally believe me? I'm so sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put that sign back into position. What do you think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you, to make sure you don't do anything that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy any evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. So here we go. You can click examine and you can mosey around the room, go from side to side. Let's examine this desk first. This is where dear Kazuma would have sat while he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what, he was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. That's answered the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. Oh, but what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it! Yeah, well, that's out of the question, at least. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, it isn't the need for clues more important. Fine then, suit yourself. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah, yeah, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? Ah, I'm sure you're careful to look around using left and right, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Yeah, you just casually break the fourth wall, why don't you? So if it zooms in, it means it's something to be investigated, I assume. So, what's this trunk? That's a very large travelling case, isn't it? Yeah, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memory? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says, "This way up," in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realised the foreign crewmen won't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over. I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Oh, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Okay, so let's move to the left. Anything to inspect here? Vent. Okay. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, that's what it is. Looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear too. You're quite right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it would be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so the rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that. I suppose. Maybe that's it. Okay, a wardrobe. This is a point of interest. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin? No, sadly not. Okay, now, let's see, I'm looking for it to zoom in. Is a bed of interest? No, this tapestry is, though. Interesting. This is... Yes, it's a bell-cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talks about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for the lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Okay, Susato with the comment. Brimar warning, what is this? These are rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Whoa, why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Okay, bookshelf. Ooh, that will tilt it. Line them up, Kazuma. Alright, the books have fallen all over the shelf. Look, they're off toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything mown down at once. I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-sama's doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps... it was you, Naruto-san, in a fit of rage? I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way that these things have been thrown around have anything to do with the case? I wonder. Ah. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. I feel like this is going to have consequences. Okay, bottle of ink and all the body. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Now I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No wonder he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruto-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, though? Sholmes? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man too, haven't you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruto-san, you don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Oh, well, no, I don't have any clue. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And he is investigating Kazma's desk. Or is he just playing an echo? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susasa-san almost look uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Okay, well, if you insist. Excuse me. Excuse me, do you have a moment? This is a critical point of my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone? He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. What exactly were you doing on Kazma's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Oh, sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You? Have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, while silently venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in the most troubling predicaments. Oh. Well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? He really was a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. Well, you have 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and you now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the bearer bone, the occupant of this very cabin, discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, aren't you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this, Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution too? It's shameful behaviour, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way I... Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Well thought out deductions there. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. But suppose I'm not right. Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in the most troubling predicaments. Do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings in a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. Aha, my apologies. Have a reminisce of me. I'm none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women in the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. So it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes. This is derailed quickly. The very same, the inimitable actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man? The most famous detective in the world? Ah, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on, then? We must ask him what he's deduced. He'll have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? You know, there's only so much chaos I can take for today, and I think that's a wonderful footnote to end this on with the, arrival of our dear, compadre here. But no, if you did enjoy this, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm a little bit on the shorter side, but so is this case, so I think I can get away with it. Maybe, don't shoot me. But no, if you did enjoy, feel free to like and subscribe, all that stuff, and I think I'm going to wind this one up here. So thanks for watching, guys. My name's been Neremik, and peace out. I can't find the save icon. Out.